Meeting
Okay.
is now streaming live on YouTube. We're live, Kelly.
All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. How are you? How are your classes? I will see your answers in the chat on my iPad. So today I am interviewing teacher Kasie. Hi, Kasie. How are you?
Hey, Kelly. Thanks for having me. I'm doing good.
Good, no problem. How were your classes today?
Good. I had 6 classes this morning, 2 new-to-me students, so that was fun. And I had mostly big kids with only one level 1 this morning. So I still have plenty of energy.
Oh, good.
But my level 1 was the India airplane.
Oh.
So I had like my airplane ready to go and so I'd be prepared.
Oh, good.
How did yours go this morning?
Yeah, pretty good. I had one new student, well, except for one class. I had a level 6. He's kind of become a regular very recently. He had an assessment. He was like a minute late even getting to class. And then on top of that, like when he got to class, he was like fumbling around. Like I said hello and he didn't say hello back. I literally was sitting there waiting, probably wasted like 4 minutes of class time till finally we started the assessment. And most assessments, not level 6, everybody, I'm telling you, not level 6. You usually are trying to pad time, usually have too much time, you know? So I was also used to that. So then at the end, I had to rush to get finished. Like I would just ask him like one question on each page and I'd give him full credit. I stayed an extra minute even. You guys know I don't normally stay late. Yeah. And then they canceled all of future classes with me when it was over. Even one tomorrow that like they still had to pay for with less than 24 hours. Yeah. So a little bit of a bummer. The very least, yeah, he was one of those that never gave 5 apples, but still,
yeah,
no one likes to lose a student. So that
was posted because sometimes they've been canceling and then doing the winter camps because they have to cancel with you first and then enter their winter camps, from what I understand.
I hope so. I'll definitely say something about it in the feedback, and I'll definitely like mention that I stayed a little extra too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but yeah. So as always, I read the weekly reports. So anyways, I literally just got the VIPKID one. So let me do the GoGoKid one first. The first thing on the GoGoKid weekly report is incentives, and everybody has said that they don't do the incentives at GoGoKid. So I'm not going to read that part. If anybody is watching now or later and you want me to go over start talking about the incentives, tell me. But most people work for 2 companies and don't do that. So, okay, so new supplementary courses are coming in early March for GoGoKid, a grammar course. It will make its debut March 5th. They have 8 classes for each level, so you can get certified for that. Okay, so they want everybody to switch over to the new GoGoKid app by March. You're still allowed to use the portal. They encourage you to, if there's any problems, email them and they'll keep working on it. Take screenshots, they say. But by March, everybody is supposed to be doing this. I have not even downloaded it yet. I don't work as many classes at GoGoKid, but I haven't even done this yet. Okay, and then they talk about how to avoid a teacher IT. I'm guessing they've had a lot of them lately with the new browser, or use Google Chrome, enter the portal in the classroom in advance, and keep upgrading your internet plan is what they say. So yeah, that is GoGoKid. There wasn't a lot. VIPKID. Okay, so I literally just got the VIPKID one. It didn't come to my email yet, so I got it literally right after. So I have not read this ahead of time, disclaimer, if I am stumbling over my words. All right, even though it's Valentine's Day, isn't for another 6 months in China, we've been receiving a lot of love. Endless thank you for your videos and words of support. Now it's time to channel this energy into a trial cup. So they also sent out a separate email about the trial cup, which I did print out and read ahead of time. So I'm just going to read that part instead of the part in the weekly report. All right, what is Trail Cup? In Trail Cup, you compete mostly against yourself and with fellow team members to convert as many trial students as possible from March 1st to March 31st. What's in it for me? Aside from the usual $5 incentive per converted student, if you reach your individual target and your team reaches its team target, you get to divvy up the team incentive and get one special lucky draw. So how about those teams? There's 5 teams. They are based on the Chinese zodiac, the dragon, the tiger, the dog, the monkey, and the horse. You can join any team, although we recommend a team to you based on the number of trials you've converted in the past. When can I sign up? Registration, as was yesterday, till the 29th. And the reward you'll get on April 2nd. Each deadline is by midnight. Click the button. Okay, so are you doing this, Kasie?
I am. I really wanted to sign up for the dragons, but A, I didn't want to hurt the team, and B, you just never know how many trials are going to get assigned to you.
Yes.
So I went with the one they recommended to me, and I think I'm Team Monkey. I'm pink, so I need 2 trial conversions for March.
Okay, I'll have to look at it. I haven't had a lot of trials lately, although I have one, I think it's tomorrow, the next day, finally. But then also it's the 3rd teacher that gets so that's kind of scary too. Yeah, and I'm taking off a few days in March. So I don't know. I'm scared to do it, but maybe I'll do it. Okay, let's see what else is in the weekly report.
There is one that you only need like 1 trial for.
Oh.
So, I mean, maybe it's a goal to go for, to get 1. And I wonder if you're signed up for the cup, will they give you more trials?
Yeah, good question.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't mind more trials as long as they don't conflict with my regular classes. Yeah, my core students. All right, helpful IT tips from the firemen. Connection issues. If possible, use a wired connection. If you're using Wi-Fi, try to sit as close to the router as possible. Disconnect any extra devices that use the same connection. Audio issues. If you can't hear your student, check to see if there's a Bluetooth device paired to the computer or iPad that you're using and disconnect that. Make sure your headset's not on mute.
Did we call somebody out for that one? Who called a couple times?
Yeah, she called herself out yesterday, so she already did it. Camera issues. If you're using an external camera, try wiping the camera lens and rotating the knob on the camera to adjust the focus. Okay, so, and then they're talking about the videos. I've not done one of those videos. I plan to. Have you done that?
Too.
Yeah. And they're proud of their teachers who have already done one. TurboTax webinar is around the corner. Okay, tax season's coming. I need to do those. Yeah. Calling all little Chinese learners. Hold on, let me. If you've got little ones in your life, why not sign them up for Chinese classes? So we all know how powerful online education can be. Okay, VIPKID meetups, which I won't read each one. If anyone wants to put in the chat, if you're having one near you. And the trending topics. Let's see, what are the trending topics? A reminder, daylight savings is coming. I think it's the 2nd weekend in March. 2nd weekend in March, daylight saving. It's so funny. Before I was a VIPKID teacher, I hated when daylight savings would come because you lose an hour of sleep. But now it means an extra 2 classes. So funny, your perspective changes. And update issue with the mute function in the classroom. All right, that's it for the weekly report. Since you were, what do you think? Any thoughts on the weekly report?
No, I think you hit them all.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the team. I love challenges.
Yeah.
Challenge and an incentive I'm excited for. And yes, thanks for reminding me to do my video. So I need to do my Wuhan video.
Me too. And real quick, I was going to read one more email that VIPKID sent. They must be having, I'm guessing, with people's schedules, opening night classes or opening times they don't normally open, they must be having problems for them to send this email. Sync your VIPKID schedule to a calendar app of your choice. I have done that. That's actually very helpful. Set an alarm clock on your mobile app and class reminder and the 24-hour booking notification. Keep track of when you open short notice so that you don't miss. I only open short notice if it's after a class I already have. Yeah.
I check before bed every night to make sure the first one is my booked one. I never go to bed with it open anymore.
Me too. Yes. If it's the first class of the day, I close it at night. Just to, yeah. All right. So I'm going to get up the chat on here to see if anyone had any comments about the weekly report. Now, if anybody is new, if you have a question for me or for Kasie, please write it in all caps. That way you can talk amongst each other. That is fine. But this way I don't see, you know, I don't have to cipher through all the chit chat, you know.
I did learn that's a good thing, because
yes.
lately doing those interviews and trying to read in between and
yes, I'm trying to still find the live. Okay, there it is.
Oh, Kelly, I'm a little nervous.
Oh,
Anything on this side.
yeah, it's harder when you're the one interviewed. All right, let me see. I don't see anything. Oh, Kim T is Team Orange, but just one trial conversion for me, but I won't get that. Oh, of course you will, Kim.
You can do it.
Yeah. You stayed late, the world is ending. Yeah, and I still got all my classes canceled because of that too. I know, that's frustrating. I will make sure to see that in the feedback. All right. You know what? I wish I could see the chat without seeing myself. I'm going to put something in front of it. All right. So yeah, there we go. Okay. So I am interviewing teacher Kasie today. Hello, Kasie.
Hello, Kelly, and everybody on YouTube.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Kasie Oswald, and I'm married to a great guy, Steve. I have two big kids. They are both in college. One is getting married in May. I don't even know if I've announced that yet. I can't even believe it. And we lived overseas for 17 years and just moved back to the States in June.
Wow, I have so many questions about everything you just said. So what made you go overseas?
Okay, well, my husband and I were active duty. Well, okay, back in the day, we got married at 18 and went into the military together. So we got stationed in Florida. Then we got stationed in Japan. I got out of the military, but I was still a military spouse with him. We were stationed at Yokota for 5 years. And then we moved to Misawa, and he was a contractor. We were there for 2 years in Japan. And then we went to Ramstein Air Base, Germany, and we were there for 10 years. And that is actually where I finished my schooling to become a teacher. And I got my first classroom working on the base with the kindergartners. We had 16 kindergarten classrooms. Mm-hmm. We were a school of about 1,000 kiddos, pre-K through second grade. So,
wow. Okay, that's a lot. So when you were in Japan, did you ever stay in Okinawa?
Did I what?
Did you stay in Okinawa, Japan?
No, we never went to Okinawa. I was on mainland Japan near Tokyo, and then we went north up near Hokkaido and all the snow festivals.
Oh, okay. I live near a military base, and I know a lot of military people who I've seen pictures of Okinawa. Wow, is it beautiful? So it's just wondering, I've never heard a bad thing about Okinawa.
No, yeah. And in a heartbeat, actually either or.
So where you live, did you have to speak Japanese, or were you mostly on a military base where you could just speak English?
Right. We lived on a military base, but I took Japanese in college while I was there. I taught ESL English, conversational English, and a lot of times they just wanted to teach me their culture in English. So I learned so much. But I did learn Japanese and was able to speak. But around the base and around Tokyo, it's a lot of English. Now, when we moved to Misawa, knowing some Japanese helped there. So
okay, so are they? It sounds like they were in your case, but are they pretty good about when a husband and wife are both in the military, stationing you at the same place?
Okay, so when we were first military, our joint spouse didn't go through actually, and I was supposed to be going to Little Rock, and he was going to North Carolina. Well, then we got our orders changed and we're both able to go to Florida. They are pretty good about stationing military spouses together.
Mhm.
But I got out pretty soon after I was pregnant with our first baby. So we never really had to run into that again, other than when we first entered the military. But
Okay.
they try.
Yeah. Did he do a full 20 years and retire, or like more than 20?
No, he did just over 10 and got a job as a contractor doing the same thing for the military. So it's kind of,
I see.
so we've been affiliated with the military for over 20 something years.
Okay. Well, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to you and your husband for your service. People don't realize how much of a sacrifice the military people make. So thank you, Kasie. Yeah. And even when you got out and your husband was still in, the family makes a huge sacrifice too. You know, you had to take care of the kids and hold down the fort while he was still in the military. Did you ever have like a separation deployment?
Oh yeah, yeah. We had a few. We were very fortunate to not have as many as most people,
Mhm.
but we had a few, especially early on in his career. So,
Mhm.
and for the beginning, I would be watching the TV and watching the news, and it was a little bit freaky. Um, and you get used to it. I mean,
Right.
you don't want to get used to it, but it's kind of like, okay, he has to leave, and then you get into a very good routine, and then they come back, and you're like, wait, that's not the way I've been doing things.
Yes.
So it's a transition when they leave, and then it's another transition when they come back.
I have heard that. Yeah. It's like you're used to doing it all yourself. And then they come back and like, wait, what?
Yeah, I've
So,
been doing it this way for a while. So
yeah. Yeah. What was your longest time apart?
oh, for us it was short. Ours we did many 6 weeks.
Oh,
And
that's not bad. I've known people whose husbands were in Afghanistan for a year. Yeah.
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 Now working, on the military base with military families, also I've experienced that with many of the kids, and seeing it through their eyes is probably. I mean, it's tough on a spouse. It really is. But seeing
Yeah.
it through the kids' eyes and them not understanding, or their level of understanding is different, is eye opening as well. So,
Oh, that is so true. I can tell you that the military kids, like where my kids go to school, like a lot of them will suddenly have behavior problems and they'll act out and like you'll hear, oh, their dad went away to Afghanistan or he just left or they don't understand. Yeah, it's
yeah.
really hard on them. So do you like having to move every few years or do you hate it? You're both.
Again, we were very fortunate that
Yeah.
we stayed in Florida 5 years, then Yokota 5 years, then Misawa for 2 years, and then Ramstein for 10 years. So we did not move like most military couples. We've been very fortunate, right place at the right time, I guess. So
Yeah, I've met both types of people. I met people who grew up military. Yeah, you too?
no, just every 2 years, some families move.
Yeah, every 2 to 3 years. Like, and then some people are so used to it, they get itchy if they're like in a spot for too long.
Yeah,
Or especially if they grew up military and they're used to just moving, like, oh, I've been here too long. And yeah,
my husband's usually ready to go before I am. I can
yeah,
just stay in one spot with the friends I make, and this
yeah.
has been the toughest transition for me back to the States.
Oh, yeah. And military spouses are usually really good support for each other too. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
you're all in the same boat. So, yeah. Well, anyways, let's see. I had another question about something else you said, but it will probably come up. All
Okay.
right, so let's start more of the teaching portion of the interview. So I want to ask you, what is your why?
Okay, so after 17 years overseas, we moved back here to the States, and I didn't know anyone, and I don't have a military community here. Like you said, we become family. When you don't have family overseas, you rely on each other on base, and they're your family. So when I got here, I didn't have anybody. I didn't have a car yet. My car hadn't shipped. And my kids I became an empty nester. And so I was just kind of like sitting home, not knowing what to do with myself. And I was fortunate to know this wasn't a scam because I have two friends that are VIPKID teachers. They have told me about it, but I never really looked into it. Well, I went on a walk one day and met a neighbor and then we ended up going on a long walk, and she did VIPKID. So that is actually, I started talking to her and used her referral, and that's
Yeah, well, that's good that you found something here. I'm sure with all the moving around, a job like this would be great for a military spouse. Yes. So let's see. So the next question is, are you or were you a brick and mortar teacher? Well, you already answered that. So I'll have a follow-up. Like, what made you decide to become a kindergarten teacher after you already had a different career in the military?
That's a great question. Because I didn't know I wanted to be a teacher. I ended up going when my son was 5, and I volunteered in his classroom all the time. The teacher was great. She let me in there. She let me bring my 3-year-old at the time with me. And I went in there almost every day. And I loved it. And then my daughter went to kindergarten, and I became a kindergarten aide. Well, then we got orders to move to Misawa. And since my husband was getting out of the military, they said I could no longer be an aide. There was 2 jobs I couldn't do anymore, but I could become a teacher. And so, I cried. I didn't know I loved working there as much as I did until they told me I couldn't do it anymore. And that's it. I was like, okay, then I'm going back to school to become a teacher. And that's how I became a teacher. So,
awesome.
No idea this was in the plans.
Okay, so did you end up teaching mostly American children or Japanese children?
In Japan, I taught about 40 classes a week to Japanese students at my house or the coffee shop. Is conversational English, all different ages, adults, kids. No lesson plans or anything. They just wanted conversation. So I got paid to talk and drink coffee, you know what I mean? And that was a great job for me while I was going to school. And then when we moved to Germany, I did my student teaching in a wonderful teacher. I call her Mama. I did student teaching in her room. And then they needed 3 more teachers to hire quickly. Right place at the right time. I got my first kindergarten class right after student teaching.
Nice.
So yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just curious, when you were doing that conversational English, so was that something you were doing through the school system or just totally on the side? Their parents were paying?
Totally on the side. I had heard about it through other military spouses that were like, hey, this is a great job. And, $15 to $45 an hour, depending on how many students. And, sometimes they just wanted to come play with my kids, and I would talk to the adults, and the kids would, practice English with my kids. So,
that's
my
good.
daughter went to Japanese preschool.
Oh, okay. Did they learn Japanese, your kids?
They know a little bit of Japanese and a little bit of German.
Okay. I'm going to see if, okay. So Kim asked, what has been the toughest transition out of all the transitions you've done?
Coming back to the States. I think it's because, and I know some people think that that's crazy or, some kind of attention thing, but really there's not a military community. Like I said before, when you go to another base, it's like, hey, been there, done that, we've moved, you guys need dinner, do you anything, people make each other Thanksgiving dinners. And if your husband is deployed or your wife is deployed, sometimes they'll invite you over and you don't even know the people. They're like, hey, who has no plans that needs a home for Thanksgiving? And so moving back here to the States, I keep looking outside my window. I just don't know a lot of my neighbors yet. I mean, I try. I go out there and say hi to everybody and their brother, but and they're all very kind. It's just I'm not used to a community that kind of comes outside, goes to work, and then goes back home. And it might be just because I got here late June, and maybe this summer I'll start meeting.
Right. And like you said, people in the military, people are all in the same boat. So you're just automatically meeting each other. It's so weird because I'll know people who they knew each other 10 years ago. They were at the same base. And then they see each other again when they move here. And then they might see each other again in 5 years. So you sometimes see the same people. Kasie always says this on her live, but in case, since it's on my channel and in case they haven't seen your channel, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at the chat. So I don't think I have too many questions. People were just saying what team they're on. Laura is on Team Dragon. Let's see. If anyone just joined me, Write in all caps if you have a question for me or for Kasie, because I'm only reading the comments with all caps. That way you guys can talk to each other. Kim is Team Orange. Okay, so that's all the ones that I've seen. Sarah says we move every 3 years. Wow, that's hard. How long have you been in that? Yeah, I've heard of those. That sounds hard. Okay, so for my next question is, and just to let everyone know, I'm asking all the same questions she's asking everybody else. So that her turn. Are you tech savvy?
No.
Okay. Then that answers the question. What do you do in the classroom, which is nothing?
Okay, I use Google Slides.
Okay.
I am trying to become more tech savvy. I try to watch some of the teachers that are, good with the technology. I'm very interested in Minicam. I've been using Canva, and my next step is learning how to edit YouTube videos. That's driving me crazy. But I'm not tech savvy, but I'd like to become tech savvy.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. And what does your VIPKID schedule look like?
Okay, so normally I get up at 3:30 in the morning and I start teaching at 4, from 4 to 7. I got about 6 classes every day. That's pretty much booked solid. Thursday and Friday, I have 2 little ones that ask for 3:30. So I get up at 3 to teach them at 3:30. And then on Saturday, I also have this little guy. I say little, he's one of my older ones. He wants 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. So sometimes, except for since he's been home, but when he's in school, I've had those classes booked since my first couple weeks at VIPKID. So
wow.
I just can't say no. And
you must. Yeah, I was gonna say you must really like him because wow, 12 and 1, and then when you start teaching at 3:30 or 4, yeah, I can do it.
Sometimes I want to say no. I'm not gonna lie, but
does he give you 5 apples?
I don't think they've ever given me 5 apples.
See, I would be more likely to do it if they were helping my apple percentage.
True.
Yeah, maybe start asking for that kid because I think you deserve. Okay.
I got 7 5-apple feedbacks in the last couple of days, and I just at the end said, "Parents, please leave apple feedback so that I know you've received this message."
Yeah. Oh, I saw your interview. That's a good one. All right. Yeah. So this interview is about you, but I real quick just want to say I woke up to 8 feedbacks today. Yes. And 2 of them, they were from 2 different people. One gave 4 and one gave 4. So 2 of my regulars. One of them is my first regular ever who maybe I can count on one hand how many times he's left feedback. So I was happy for that. The other one does usually leave it consistently, but sometimes gets behind. So I was happy. 8 feedbacks this morning. Nice. Back to Kasie. So let's see. What is a challenge as a VIPKID teacher that you've had to overcome?
Not doing overnights on Friday and Saturday. I like to feel needed, and I think part of me opening up so many bookings is when they book, I feel needed, especially like a priority booking.
Yes.
It makes you feel good. It makes you feel wanted and needed. So not saying yes to everything is a challenge in everyday life for me. Yeah. But I think for VIPKID is getting some sleep and stop opening so many classes. But I'm starting to find my, not niche, but I'm starting to find a schedule that works for me. And when the daylight savings time opens, I think I will adjust my schedule to something that's going to work for me. So
yes, it is. You know what? It is hard, especially when you're new, to not take the priority booking requests, because especially when you're new, you don't get them. And you're like, I can't wait till I get my first one. My first one ended up being when I just decided I wasn't doing overnights anymore, and it was 2 a.m. I did say no. But yeah, it is hard. But I've had my family upset with me, oh, you're worried about impressing them, but what about us? So you do have to, I've tried to get better about thinking of it that way too. Yeah.
Luckily, my husband, those that know me or know of my husband, he is the sweetest, chillest person ever. So I don't think he's ever had a bad word to say about anything I've tried or done. So, and my kids aren't at home.
Right.
So, it kind of, and I can sleep in the daytime when he's at work. So I'm not really missing that time with him.
Yeah.
after work.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I could, I would do overnights if I could sleep during the day, and I can't. Yeah. Okay. How do you handle tough kiddos or distracted kiddos?
Well, throwing it out there, I'm a very busy person anyway, as most of you know. So if they are participating, it doesn't bother me at all. Like I'm distracted. So usually they end up distracting me more than than they're distracted. So for me, I let it go. I have a video of my little guy holding his iPad, and he rolls like in his bed, and he's constantly moving. It used to make me really nauseous, but he participated. He never missed a beat. He was always, there listening. And I know for me, some of you know I have my wobble stool, my wobble balance board. It has nubs on it. So when I can't, focus, I can put my foot on that as a sensory thing and I don't know, get back on track myself. So
Yeah.
distracted kiddos, tough kiddos doesn't really bother me if they're participating. If not, I usually just say, "Oh, I can't give you a star." Move to the next slide, like, "Teacher, wait." So usually that's how I get them, or just be unexpected, something that they're not ready for.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I have that same pad board that you have because you recommended it for Christmas. I wouldn't be able to do standing without it. So yeah.
I like it. But when you sit, if it's under your feet, you can like move your foot on those. If you have the one with the nubs, you can move your foot on it, and it's kind of just a massage for your foot.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Okay, I'll try it. But I do agree with you. If the kids are participating, especially if they're little, then yeah, I'm fine with it. It's when they're distracted, like, and they're clearly like playing video games.
The video
games, see the
yeah.
blue light, yeah, on their face. So okay, wait. Oh, we already know you're a YouTuber. How long does it take you to record and edit videos?
Okay, so right now I'm doing pretty much only live because I just barely am able to download the videos to my computer to figure out how to edit them. All of the videos you see that were edited at the beginning when I first started YouTubing was all my husband's doing. He would tell me like, "Hey, this is a good idea for a video. I saw it on other YouTube channels," and I would go, "Okay." And I would go make a video and then give it to him, and he would edit it and do all the fun stuff. So, but now he's working a little bit more, and I'm trying to learn how to do it myself. So lives are just so much easier for me, and recording anything that I am recording other than lives is only like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and that I just put a thumbnail at the beginning. So
yeah,
you'll see my mistakes, you'll see my bloopers. That's just who I am and what's going on right now. So
yeah, I agree with you. That's why I mostly just live stream. You get it done, it's over with. Editing, I don't have a lot of time for YouTube, and editing is a lot of work.
yeah.
And actually, I'm used to working I am from a TV background, but I'm used to like live TV when I was in TV background or the pre-production part. So I didn't do a lot of editing. So yeah, live is easy. You're done.
I am attending a class today on, is it today? I think it's today or tomorrow at a Zoom, learning how to edit some YouTube stuff. So I'm really excited for that and see if I can pick up some tips and tricks from my friend Leah, who's a teacher and on YouTube too. So.
Oh, is it Leah?
Farrow?
Okay, I'm not sure. All right, so Sarah wants to know what board it is. Mine's across the room. Do you have yours right with you? I could go get
what? My magnetic board here?
No, I think she means the board that you and I were talking about that we stand on.
Oh, yeah. Ugh. This is my board. And man, the link is in my teacher gift video at the bottom of it. So yeah, this is the board, and you can kind of move on it. It's got a lot of padding. It's got little nubs on it that I like. So it's supposed to be better for your knees. I've had knee surgery on one of my knees. I'm supposed to go back for the other one and haven't done it yet. So
yeah, my feet would hurt without that thing, but I'm on hard concrete in the basement. So yeah, I am checking the chat every once in a while. I don't see a lot of questions. Okay, but again, if anyone has questions, ask us in all caps. Okay, so do you have a favorite teaching moment or a funny story?
I think my favorite teaching moment is my little friend Terry, that he's just now starting to tell me about his family and what they're going through as far as his parents aren't together anymore. And, he was always just kind of a tough student, wanted to end at 25 minutes to watch his watch. And teacher, you don't get hearts or you don't get apples because you're not giving me stars in time. And, you know, he was one of my first students and he was like, it took you 8 minutes to give me a star. And I'm like, oh. And now it's like, he looked at his watch the other day and I said, I know 25 minutes. And he's like, no, I want to tell you something. So he was excited to actually tell me about his family and ask me about Kobe Bryant because he loves sports and basketball. And so now our lessons, he wants to finish the lesson just to have conversation with me. And he asked me to read him Valentine's cards again.
Aw, that's nice. You should make that like part of a reward for him, like have a conversation.
Yeah, well, true, I should. So, yeah, he picks his own rewards. Sometimes it's tic tac toe, sometimes it's Valentine's, but I've had him like 3 to 5 days a week lately. So, whatever he wants. I mean, he's bored at home most of the time by
Yeah.
himself. His dad still has to go to work. I'm not quite sure what he does. His hair is growing out and he's sweaty, and it drives him crazy because he can't go to the barber. He's not allowed to leave the house. So, it's just really nice to have that connection now with a kiddo in China, who was really
Yeah.
rough and a tough student, and now I know why. And any attention is good for him. But now that we've been able to get good attention, I think he's positive attention. It's just been really nice.
That's good. Yes. I've only actually had 3 students even bring up the virus, and 2 of them were like brand new students. One today, first time I had her.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
They tell
Mine
me
are,
all the time.
oh, mine aren't saying anything. Okay. So, does anyone have any questions? We're going to do the fire round very soon. So what are some qualities of a good teacher?
Let's see. I think there are so many qualities, and I think every teacher is so diverse that good qualities can be many different things. I think it's important to make connections with your students, and I think teachers should be willing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a good quality to have if you're willing to learn from your mistakes, from other teachers, from professional development. I just think you should always keep learning. I don't know.
Yes, and I agree. There's so many qualities because I've been watching all your interviews, and every person has a different answer to that question. And they all are like, "Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one too. That's a good one too." Yeah. Okay, so what is your strength as a teacher?
I think one of my strengths is energy. I can, at least in the classroom, it is too, because I can keep up with the 5-year-olds. By the time they were ready to transition and move, I was too. So I have lots of energy. And I have lots of patience. I have patience for people, patience for kids. I don't have patience for crafts. Sorry, Evelyn. I I sat down trying to scrapbook one day and I got everything ready, everything out, and I sat down. I'm like, nope. So patience for kids and people, but yeah, I think that would be one of my strengths.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of kids and all kinds of teachers. We can all there's someone for everyone. Like they say as a life partner, there's someone, it's kids, there's someone for everyone.
And I know I can be totally overwhelming for some kids because I'm just like, hey, hi, so I'm definitely not everybody's choice. I'm well aware.
It's okay. So what is your favorite teaching resource, professional development, or book?
Okay, well, there is a group on Facebook for teachers that's called Primary Collaborative, and I get a lot of information from them. There are 2 teachers on Teacher Pay Teachers that are part of that group, Deanna Jump and Dee Dee Wills, and I have tons of their resources for in the classroom, but I've also pulled out some of them for my online class. I don't need as many resources for the online class as I did in my at the school, but I still use a lot of their resources. So I think they would be my top ones. And of course, all of my friends on YouTube that I've been learning from. All the information out there on YouTube is, you can find anything. I mean,
Man.
We just redid countertops learning on YouTube. Like
Yeah.
there's so many things there. So
Yeah, my husband, he fixes everything in our house or car. He's always on YouTube trying to
yeah,
figure it out. Yeah.
my husband just changed a faucet by watching YouTube. I was like,
Yeah.
well,
Let's see what questions we have. Okay, I see a lot of all caps. Very good. I'll try to go in order.
really?
Yes.
Okay, fire away.
What's your biggest class regret? And you already said your success earlier, but what's your biggest class regret?
I don't know. Oh yeah, I do. Doing an overnight. This is when I learned that I didn't need to keep doing overnight. I couldn't remember if I like fell asleep once. I watched the playback and I didn't. But I felt totally guilty that I didn't have all of my energy that day. And I think that would be my regret because I still feel bad about not being in the moment with that student. So
Right. You know, when I knew it was time to stop doing overnights, I had a student that said, "Teacher, you just asked me that question." It's like, so I asked her the same
like,
question again after I just asked it. I had done 2 weeks of overnights. So I was like, okay,
yeah,
I need to stop now.
I'm just like,
Yeah. What are your goals for VIPKID?
well, I don't know if they're taking away the brand ambassador and more mock mentors and things like that, but I think that would be fun to help other teachers. Um, yeah, I think that would be one of my goals as a brand ambassador or mock mentor.
Okay. And what is one thing you wish you could do over teaching? Is it the same answer as the one you just gave? You wish you were present, or was it a different
One thing I wish I could
do over?
do over. Hmm. I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that one.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. These weren't
Yeah.
we're prepared. People are getting better at these questions.
I
You guys
know.
are getting good questions here. Let's see. How long will you continue to do VIPKID?
Oh, as long as they'll have me, I think. I enjoy it. I think just seeing the little kids. I mean, sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm tired. And then you turn on the camera and they're like, hi, teacher. And you're like, hey,
Yeah.
everything's great.
Yeah. And it can be anything you want it to be. Like, even if you go get a full-time job, you could still do it just on the weekends or just a couple hours before. So it can, like, even if you do other things, you can still continue with VIPKID, which is
Right.
how flexible it is.
I don't see an end to it. As long as they'll have me, then yeah.
Let's see. Will you ever add more companies?
I don't know. I've been really fortunate that since August, pretty much everything I open has booked.
Mm-hmm.
So when I wanted extra money, I opened up to almost 80 classes a week, and I was booking about 70 to 75.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know.
Okay.
I don't see me going to any other companies unless it's on like a different country.
Yeah.
If they had the VIPKID of Japan or the VIPKID of Germany or something like that, then I could see myself adding another company.
Yeah, same. The only reason I have both VIPKID and GoGoKid is because I was hired around the same time. But like, yeah. And I've been looking for companies with different hours, but I have no desire to add another Chinese company with like the same hours already. Yeah.
Right.
Let's see if anyone has any more questions. Oh, okay. I think that's it for the questions. Thank you guys. Those were some good questions.
Great.
Today. Yeah.
I was really like, what are they going to ask me about my travels? Do I remember? I'm trying to remember everything this morning and taking little notes. And
yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about yourself that we missed in the interview?
I would just say if you get the chance to travel and go overseas, don't be afraid to do it. Go overseas. People are amazing. Of course, you have to watch your stuff, but you have to watch it everywhere you go. Different cultures, just amazing. Get out there, travel if you can, meet new people, see new things. And yeah, that's it.
Oh, I'd love to. I wish I could travel more. So we're going to the Bahamas, so I'm getting out of the country and a little bit, yeah.
There are cheaper places. Make sure you're looking into flights and things.
Yeah.
I don't want to give any names away, but you know, traveling overseas was cheaper. Like once you get to a spot, you can travel um, easier and cheaper, I think, from many places overseas.
Oh, in other words, if you're already in Japan, you may as well go visit China, or you, like,
Yeah,
is
and
that
if
what
you're
you
in
mean?
Europe, Ryanair is, you know, has a lot of cheap flights that you can just go to other places, like $50, $60 sometimes. So you look for those deals. And friends in Germany, ABC Travel was always good to us. And actually, we used ABC Travel in Japan to get our tickets, and we've always had good luck with them and getting cheaper ones than stay stateside to go over there.
Oh, okay. Good. My husband has family in Italy, so I really want to visit them.
Have them, but oh, Italy, I love Italy.
Me
Have
too.
them book the tickets for you. If you know, I would price compare.
Oh,
And
okay.
probably cheaper for them to get them, and then you pay them.
Yeah, okay. My daughter was named after the island of Capri in Italy. So, yes.
If you get a chance to go to Italy, go to Cinque Terre, the Five Terraces. That I loved it there. I got to go. Yeah.
What city is it in?
It's actually that is the place. If you fly into Pisa, it's just a train ride away from Pisa, and we went there every year for my son's baseball. So so we got to go, and it's near Livorno and Vicenza, Firenze. Florence is the English name. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope I get to travel at least half the places you have been. That would be awesome.
Well, we got to travel with the base, so don't forget, things were cheaper. We were, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Join the military, which is a sacrifice in itself. So yeah, before anyone gets jealous, she had to make a sacrifice to be in the military. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for being on my channel today, Kasie.
Thank you. It's been great. I appreciate it. And please come check me out. You mind if I plug mine real quick?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I forgot that part.
No,
plug your channel.
I came prepared.
Oh, good.
So upcoming, I have, you can find me at VIPKid Teacher Kasie on YouTube. And the 20th, Teacher Kim, she's in your chat. And I have Jillian Shanahan after Kim on the same day. On the 24th, we go live for our collaboration. And the 26th is Teacher Heather. I don't know if she's in the chat today. And then we have a surprise for March. Kelly knows, but that will be to be determined and talked about later. Yeah. And that's it.
Okay, very good. Yes, she's had some good interviews. She interviewed like Teacher Tim, and she's interviewed all of us. So go check out her channel. Yeah, we had, let's see, Kim asked, is there somewhere you hope to travel to?
Okay, I went to Sweden, but I want to go back. One of my things is I want to see the Northern Lights. And while we were there, we didn't get to see them.
Oh, I actually have a friend in Sweden, so I could go.
Go and sleep in the igloo. You get a certificate if you make it overnight because it is cold.
Oh.
We did it. We stayed overnight, but I tell you what, I didn't sleep much, and I watched my alarm the whole time, saying, "Okay, just gotta make it till 6 in the morning." And then I am out. My husband was snoring and all warm, and I was just like,
I don't think I could do that. I hate the cold.
I want to go see the Northern Lights. Anywhere, somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And okay. Oh, Marianne, you'll have to go back and watch some of the video because she answered that earlier. So it's all right. All right. Well, thanks for being on my channel. Go check out her channel. And she's got some great interviews she's already done and that are coming up. So, all right. Thank you,
Thanks,
Kasie.
Kelly.
All right.
I'm going to go to your chat now and watch it from YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to just quickly do an update on me. So, all right. Bye, Kasie.
Bye.
So,
well, everyone else stay.
So I got, oh, now I'm looking at myself. Okay, this is weird. Hold on. Okay, so I got hired by One-on-One English, and I am doing their onboarding process. So hopefully I'm also going to pass the IT test to iTutor after I change this. I've been very busy. And then I'll try both of them and see which one works out better for daytime hours. I got kind of a low base pay at one-on-one English, I think because of that screw up I was telling you guys about with the Zoom. I have a higher base pay at iTutor, but as we all know, like I need to compare it with the possible bonuses I might get, because I know when a lot of people compare VIPKID, they forget about the extra $2, you know, like, so anyways, I just quickly wanted to do a follow-up about that on my channel. And that's it. So thank you guys all for coming. And I'll be back next Tuesday with another live. And I will see you next week.